Hello, and welcome back to Blooming Scotland vlog series. In this episode, I would like to talk to you about some of the things that we've been doing inside the house. Don't worry, this is nothing to do with house renovation or anything like that. This is not what the account is about. But although we did spend some time painting some of the rooms, what I mean by what we've been doing inside is, as you can expect, after a couple of really cold, freezing weeks at the beginning of January, we then had a little bit of milder weather, but that brought a lot of rain. So what we've been doing inside is actually doing some planning and also observing what is happening in our garden. How does the house and the garden react to the weather that we had, because we did have a couple of really rain heavy days. So just seeing what's happening in the garden. And most excitingly, we've noticed that there's so much of wildlife around us. One of the mornings we spotted a couple of baby deer. Then this morning I saw a pheasant in our front garden. Then we've also seen bunny rabbits and a ridiculous amount of birds. So it's all fantastic. Even though the garden is basically bare, there's only lawn and obviously one raised bed where there's nothing growing at the moment. We are surrounded by a lot of trees and hedges. That means obviously the birds and the wildlife are really attracted to this place. And even though it's such an exciting thing to see so much wildlife around us, I am already thinking that when we grow any veg or fruit bushes and fruit trees, we will need to think a lot about the protection. Because all of these things, like the rabbits and the deer, will, come into the garden and try to eat everything that we grow for ourselves.
Previous occupants must have been wildlife lovers because there are so many bird houses and bug hotels around the garden.
First, and I are really interested in and really excited about learning more about the wildlife that we get into the garden. And for this reason, we've signed up to the Big Garden Birdwatch this year. It is a national wildlife survey, probably the largest survey nationally, where everyone is invited to spend an hour in their garden and observing and counting the birds that land in your spot. And then you need to take an account of the largest number of the same species of bird that land at one time. So for example, if we're going to have 2 robins land at one time and then 3 robins land on a different time, obviously you don't want to count the same bird twice. So we would record that there's been 3 robins in that hour in our garden. When I signed up online, I requested to receive a guide, which basically shows little photos of the most common birds, and then you need to take an account of the largest number of the same species of bird that land at one time.
In preparation for the Big Garden Birdwatch, I made sure that we refilled all the bird feeders that we have around the garden with all the different goodies for the birds. This feeder was full of old and moldy bird food, so I emptied it and then gave it a really good clean and then refilled it with some fresh food.
I know there's a lot of debate and discussion in the online gardening community whether you should or shouldn't be starting seeds in January, especially if you live in Scotland. For me, it's up to you. If you've got desire and if you've got the tools and the space, why not? Give it a shot, see if it works for you. If not, don't be too discouraged and then start again in February or March. From the last 5 or 6 years of growing experience, I know that there are some of the things that work for me. So, for example, I have a heated propagator and grow lights. So I usually start off the chilies and peppers, as well as some snapdragons. And also things like sweet peas germinate really well when I start them off indoors. And then as soon as I see some green growth, I kick the pots outside in a protected greenhouse, a polytunnel, and just continue growing them kind of outdoors, just to make sure that they're not growing too leggy. One thing that I definitely think you should be doing in January, and this relates to my topic of planning for today, is getting your seed collection out. Have a look through all your seed packets that you've got. Make sure you check the expiry dates, or the quantity of seeds that you still have left. Think about what seeds worked well for you, what didn't, whether you want to give them another chance, or whether you want to get something new for the upcoming season. Another reason why I want to start my seeds early this year is towards the end of January, is because I want to enter the local summer show. So on the 15th of August, there is a local summer show where you can enter some flowers, veg, crafts, and baking goodies. So I'm definitely going to try and grow some of them, just to enter into some of the categories. I also actually joined the organizing committee, so I do need to contribute, and it's going to be really, really exciting as well.
As you can see, I have a fairly decent seed collection. This year, my goal is to increase the number of heritage seed varieties we have. These are pollinated traditional varieties that are so valued for their resilience and also ability to save seed year after year. These are some of the seed packets that I have from my Heritage Seed Advent Calendar.
I hope you enjoyed this video, and as you can see, we've been doing a lot of planning and observing on what's happening in our garden. Let's face it, it's only been 1 month and it's cold in January, so I'm sure we're gonna get cracking on with planting and sowing in the coming months. But for now, do hit a like button on this video. Make sure you've subscribed to our channel if you haven't yet, and obviously leave us questions in the comments. Tell me if there's something that you want to know about our garden or our future plans, and obviously that's going to inform some of the upcoming videos that I'm going to post. Thanks so much, and see you next time.